Hi, I'm Tom Milham, Secretary-Treasurer of Lake Tahoe Wildlife Care, and this is the story of little Smokey. On July the 17th, there was a fire up in the Shasta-Anderson-Redding area. One of the firefighters up there, a guy named Adam Deem, saw this little bear cub walking along and realized there was a problem, so he went and picked Smokey up, took him to their first aid station, and basically gave us a call the next morning on Friday, July the 18th, and said, "We have a little cub for you to pick up." And so we went down and got Smokey and brought him back to Lake Tahoe Wildlife Care. All four paws had second and third degree burns. We started the medical treatment of all four of the paws using four different types of treatment, one on each paw. And the bottom line is, the end of the whole thing, all four of them worked exactly the same. It took us about 3.5 months from the time we got Smokey in until Dr. Kevin Willits, who is not only our veterinarian, but he's also president of our board of directors, proclaimed that Smokey was ready to be released. Smokey came in on July the 18th at 8.5 pounds, and when we finally did release him in February, on February the 5th, we determined him to be at right about 100 pounds. So he gained about 92 pounds during the time that he was here with Lake Tahoe Wildlife Care, which is really good. On February the 5th, we met with Fish and Game personnel up in the Redding area, met with them, and we drove actually about 2.5 to 3 hours to the release site, not too far where he was actually found originally, same general region. The incline of the hill where they released him was about a 45-degree incline. There was an old tree that had fallen down, and basically they just dug out a little area that was about 4 feet by 3 feet underneath this fairly good-sized log, where that we eventually put in some straw that Smokey had been sleeping in for the last couple of months, put in some freshly cut pine boughs, and then a little bit more straw on top of that, and Smokey was placed on top of the pine boughs. Smokey has been in hibernation for about the last month and a half while here at Lake Tahoe Wildlife Care. When they get in the wild and they're anesthetized when we put them into the den, when they wake up from the anesthesia, it is natural for them to get up, move around a little bit, go outside of the den and look around and see, maybe get a drink of water. There is some vegetation in the area, so we have no doubts of the fact that Smokey will be able to do everything that is natural to him. His claws all grew back, his toes all came back in good shape, the pads on his paws were all in excellent shape. So we have no doubt on our mind that Smokey will be able to live out a normal, natural life as a wild bear.
You know, the number one goal here is we got to get him back to his world, because he doesn't belong where people live. He belongs in the wild.